Hey guys, MediaNutso here, and welcome to week 3 of the Diamond and Pearl edition of the Pokemon Learning League live streams. When we last left off last one, we could cover we tackled lessons on quotation marks, giving back to your community, ecosystems, how to find the volume of a rectangular prism, and how to find the main idea first topic. Well, for tonight, now I posted this in my community tab, but for those that didn't see it, tonight we'll be tackling listening skills, scientific investigation, online safety, multiplication arrays, and summarizing. Now, of course, before we get started, for those that missed the past 2 streams, long story short, or for the next month, for 5 weeks, we'll be covering every lesson that was made when Diamond and Pearl was aired. Sorry. I apologize for speaking that quickly. Allow me to start that again. For those that have missed the past 2 streams, to make a long story short, or for 5 weeks, we're covering every lesson that was made during the time when Diamond and Pearl was first airing. And as I said, this is week 3, so which leaves only 2 left. So without further ado, let's get things started with the first lesson up for today: listening skills.
We picked a good spot to rest.
I know. Listen to the hoot-hoot.
I wish I could enjoy the sounds of the forest more. I'm just so busy thinking about my contests.
Well, I know something about what makes a good trainer. I can teach you a little if you want.
That'd be great. I have so much to learn.
Okay, to start, a good trainer always puts his Pokemon first, no matter what.
Uh-huh. Pokemon, always first.
In any situation, the happiness of Pokemon is the big thing, even if it means that you might not win a contest or a battle.
Oh, yeah, contests. Happiness.
Dawn, are you really listening to me?
Oh, yeah, of course I'm listening.
Oh, yeah? What did I just say?
You were saying that you're hungry?
Not really, Dawn.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about contests.
Well, why don't you tell me about your goals then? We'll just take turns learning about each other.
Good idea. Well, this is my ribbon. Actually, it belongs to my mom. She gave it to me for good luck. She was a top coordinator, you see.
That's, nice.
Ash, you're not any better at listening than I am.
I'm sorry, Dawn, but just listen to the hoot-hoot.
Seems like you and I do a lot of listening, just not to each other.
I know. Let's call Quinn. He's always a good listener. Maybe he can give us some tips.
Hey, Ash and Dawn, what's up?
I was trying to share some training tips with Dawn, and then she was telling me about her contest goals.
But we're kind of distracted right now and not being the best listeners.
Anyone can be a good listener. It's just figuring out the right way to listen.
How can there be a right way? Isn't listening just using your ears?
It's more than that. Sometimes you can hear what someone's saying, but you're not really listening. To be a good listener, you have to pay attention to the person who's speaking and try to really understand what they're saying.
Sounds like a real skill.
It sure is. It's a skill that affects everything from how you do in school to how you get along with your friends. The right way to listen is easier than you think. It's called hear.
Well, that makes sense, I guess.
The first part of hear is to have patience. Give others enough time to be heard. Everyone has something important to say.
So if you're patient, you can hear a lot more.
And that means you'll learn more too, whether you're in the classroom or just hanging out. Having patience shows respect for others. That makes you a better student and friend.
I bet patience makes you a better trainer, too.
Right on, Ash. Now, the next part of hear is eye contact. Listening isn't all about using your ears. Your eyes are a big help too, because they show that you're paying attention. If you look at the person who's speaking, you'll both feel more involved in the conversation.
Oh, that's a good point. I guess I was looking out for the hoot-hoot instead of looking at Dawn. What else?
That gets to the A in here. Ask questions. Just like you're doing now. Try to find out more.
Isn't that more like talking?
Yeah, but asking questions is part of listening too. Be careful though, and wait until the speaker is finished talking before you begin.
So then I can ask her what she thinks of my training?
But if you're trying to be a good listener to Dawn and she's talking about contests, you'd want to stick to the subject.
That's true. Switching to me wouldn't really be good listening, I guess. So I could ask Dawn why she became interested in contests?
Good one. That's a question that can't be answered with just a yes or no. Use questions that will start an even bigger conversation.
Or you could ask how long I've been dreaming to enter contests. You could even ask how much I've prepared or if I'm nervous or excited.
You got it, Dawn. I think you two are ready for the last part of hear. What do you say, Dawn?
What's that, Quinn? I'm sorry. I was just looking for my...
Actually, that's the last tip. Remove distractions.
Distractions?
Distractions can be anything that keeps you from focusing. You can be distracted by sounds and thoughts or objects like Dawn's bag.
I know. I got distracted looking through my bag.
But you've got the right idea, Dawn. By putting that bag out of sight, you remove the distraction.
That's not so hard to do. I feel like a better listener already.
Me too!
Big!
Now let's see how well you can listen. Pay attention to what Dawn and Ash have to say. Then click on the part of hear that applies to each situation. For every correct answer, you'll get to hear the sounds of the hoot-hoot.
I want Dawn to know I'm listening without saying anything. What part of hear can I use? Awesome! Eye contact shows people that you're really paying attention.
I'm gonna listen to some trainers talk about their experiences at the Pokemon Center. It'll be a long meeting. What part of hear can I use? Great! Patience comes in handy when you want to learn and show respect.
I want to listen to Dawn, but I don't pay attention well while I'm looking at my Pokedex. What part of hear should I use? Way to go! Removing distractions helps you focus on what's really important, the conversation.
Brock teaches me a lot about Pokemon nutrition, but I don't always understand. What part of hear can help me get the most out of his lessons? Good job! Asking the right questions will really help me learn.
Sometimes I ask for directions and still get lost. It just takes so long to hear all that information. What part of hear should I use? All right! Having patience will help me listen long enough to get all the information I need.
Officer Jenny gave me some safety advice yesterday, but I was busy looking at a letter from my mom. What part of hear should I have used? Nice work! If I remove all distractions and put my letter away, I'll be a better listener.
I'm not always sure what Professor Oak means when he talks about his research. What part of hear should I use? That's it! By asking Professor Oak questions, I can make sure I really understand.
I want Nurse Joy to know that I'm listening just by looking at me. What part of hear can I use? Good job! Making eye contact with Nurse Joy will show her that I'm listening.
Now let's see how well you can listen.
Now let's see how you can use what we've learned. Place the right part of here in the blank and answer the question that follows. For every correct answer, you'll add a music note. When you're finished, click Next, and you'll be able to hear a tune. There are times when being a good listener requires talking. Sometimes you have to blank. Make sure they can't be answered with just a yes or a no, and stick to the subject.
Good job. Give an example of a question you could ask someone to get to know him or her better. Make sure it's not a yes or no question. Nice work.
You can become a better listener just by looking carefully at what surrounds you. Blank so that you can stay focused on listening. All right!
What are some things that can distract you when you're trying to listen? Nice work.
Your hearing isn't the only sense you should use while listening. Make blank with the person that's speaking to let them know that you're paying attention. You got it.
What are some situations where you can use eye contact? Nice work.
Sometimes the friend or teacher you're listening to might take a while to give you all the information you need. In this situation, you should try to blank because being a good friend and student also means being a good listener.
Good job. How can having patience help you to be a better listener? Good job.
Click Next, and you'll be able to hear a tune. That tune was great. Everything sounds so much more interesting when you're really listening.
Yeah, you can hear things so much better.
Here is going to help me become a better trainer and a better friend. I'm going to learn faster and don't you think here is going to help you too, Dawn?
Sure I do. I'm just too busy listening to talk.
I just hope you'll let me try to teach you again sometime.
Hey, we all have a lot to learn from each other. Right, Piplup? Pika! Sounds good to me. Pika pika!
Yeah, that was a pretty corny ending, but I hope that helps some sharpen their listening skills. Now, on to the second one of the night. Well, which shall be the scientific investigation.
Want to be the best Pokemon trainer you can be? We've got the solutions for you!
Hey, what's that?
Let's go see.
Check out this Super Spotter!
Spot any Pokemon within 12 miles!
And I mean nothing lets you see as far as the Super Spotter.
And once you spot him, we've got champion chases!
Peek-a-peek.
Catch up to any Pokemon your heart desires!
And I mean nothing lets you run as fast as the champion chasers.
Let's get both.
Yeah, they'll make us even better at catching Pokemon.
Hang on. We don't know anything about those products.
Well, we know the Super Spotter helps you see things that are far away.
And we know the champion chasers help you run really fast.
But do we know these things for sure? Just because the salespeople say so doesn't mean it's true. Plus, there's something a little strange about those salespeople.
Pikachu.
They do seem a little off.
We stand by the quality of our products. Try them for yourself.
Maybe we can test their products to see if they do what they say they do.
Good idea. Let's investigate.
But I'm not sure the best way to go about it.
I know who would. Let's call Ciara.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, Ciara. Everything okay?
Oh, sure. I was just doing a cool investigation.
Great, because we think we should do an investigation, too.
Cool. Investigations can be used to answer many questions.
Kind of like a police investigation?
Sort of. In any investigation, it's important to ask questions. Scientists conduct investigations to answer questions they have about the world, or something you notice, or
products you want to test?
Yep. And scientists conduct investigations. Let's take a look at an investigation I'm already working on. I'm trying to make invisible ink.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, it'll be great for sending secret messages here at the lab. So I'm testing different liquids to see which makes the best ink. I've got 4 different kinds. There's water, vinegar, sugar-free ginger ale, and lemon juice. So my question is, which of these 4 liquids makes the best invisible ink?
Will one of those actually work?
I think so. I've heard you can make invisible inks out of relatively clear everyday liquids. Since some liquids have acidic properties, when you heat the paper up, the written message burns faster than the paper, turning the secret message brown. That brings us to the first P to doing an investigation, predicting. We've got to predict which liquid will work the best.
I've never seen water work as invisible ink, so I predict the vinegar will work best. It's clearer than the others.
I predict the sugar-free ginger ale will work the best. Soda's pretty fizzy. I bet that'll be important.
I predict lemon juice will make the best ink. Fruits like lemons are pretty tart. That might help.
Nice predictions. Any prediction should be based on information or knowledge you already have. You all did just that. So next comes plan. How will we test the liquids to see which prediction is correct?
We could write the same message with each ink, let them dry, and then heat them up to see which one works the best.
Sounds like a plan. On to performing. Let's test the liquids.
Those messages all look pretty invisible.
But the key to writing a message in invisible ink is being able to read it later. Once they're dry, if we hold the papers to a heat source, we might be able to read the secret message. Let's carefully hold it up to a light bulb. If you do this, make sure you have an adult help you. Looks like we're seeing some results.
Wow, look at that!
Pika!
Now comes the 4th P, present the information. You can present and compare information on a chart or graph so you can keep a record of your results. The first liquid we used was water. No results as far as message readability. The second one was vinegar. It's a faint brown, so we'll mark that fair for message readability.
The one after that was ginger ale. Mark none for that one.
It might be because it was sugar-free, and you need the sugar to make it work. Let's record the last liquid.
That was lemon juice. It showed the message clearly. Mark good for that one.
When you compare the results, it seems lemon juice makes the best invisible ink. Now, it's important to know that scientists repeat investigations many times, called multiple trials, to see if they get the same results. But in this trial, Dawn's prediction was the right one.
All right.
Thanks, Ciara. Now that we know how to go about conducting an investigation, I think we're ready to try it.
Great! You're welcome. That's my cue. I gotta go finish off that other investigation. See ya.
So let's investigate those products.
Since the salespeople said we could try them out, I've got them right here.
Wanna guess the problem Ciara is having is with the oven? That's one possible way.
Let's start with the Super Spotter. Can you help us out? What questions should we ask for this investigation? Does the Super Spotter spot Pokemon from a distance? Which tool makes you look like a good Pokemon trainer? Which tool can help you spot the most Pokemon from a distance? Yes! We need to find out if the Super Spotter is the best of the 3 tools for spotting Pokemon from a distance. Now, what's the first P of our investigation? Right! We predict or make a guess based on what we already know. Which one do you predict will work the best? Great! Now, let's move on to the next P, plan. Click on the 2 things that you think should be a part of our plan to find out which tool can help you spot the most Pokemon from a distance. Then click check. Record the number of Pokemon spotted using each tool. Use each tool while wearing the Champion Chasers. Test each tool at the same distance away from the area where you want to spot Pokemon. Yes! We need to record how many Pokemon we spot using each tool in the same location at the same time. Okay, we've got a plan. What P comes next? Right. The next step is to perform, to test our prediction following our plan.
It's kind of hard to see any Pokemon at the moment, so let's perform an investigation to see which tools work the best. Click on each one to get a better view. Then, count how many Pokemon you see each time, and click on the number that matches how many you saw. Okay, I recorded the number of Pokemon I could see each time. We're ready to move on to the 4th P. What's the 4th P? Yeah, present is the step where we show our results.
Okay, now we've got to present all the results onto a bar graph.
Drag each of those bars into the correct spot on the graph.
Well, the graph clearly shows that we can see the greatest number of Pokemon with the binoculars. Was your prediction correct?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Beep.
So, looks like that Super Spotter won't help anyone spot much of anything.
What about the Champion Chasers? They said nothing lets you run as fast as the Champion Chaser. Let's try another investigation.
Let's start with the...
Let's first ask the question for this investigation. Which question is best? Click on it. Are the Champion Chasers comfortable? Which pair of shoes lets you run the fastest? Do the Champion Chasers let you run fast?
Awesome! Now click on the first P that is part of our investigation, but make sure you click on the right one.
Great!
That's great! Now make your prediction. Click on your choice.
Now that you've made your prediction, it's time to do what? Click on the next P. Great! Great! Click on 2 things that will be an important part of the plan for this investigation. Then click Check.
Awesome!
Moving right along. After planning, what comes next?
Great! That's great. Let's perform the investigation. Let's see how fast Ash can run.
Click on each type of shoe and see how fast Ash runs. Click on the correct time by each type of shoe.
Okay, why is she talking him? She's supposed to be off doing her own investigation. Oh well. It's not really that big a deal anyway.
Awesome!
All right! Awesome!
All right!
Way to go! We're ready to move on to the last P we need for this investigation. Click on it.
Great!
That's great! Let's present the results.
Click on each bar on the graph to raise or lower it to the correct height. Make sure the bars show the right time for each pair of shoes. Click Check when you're finished.
All right! Well, the graph clearly shows that you can run the fastest in the running shoes. Was your prediction correct?
The champion chasers were only a little better than flip-flops.
Both of those products don't work.
We'd better tell those customers not to waste their money.
Come on up. Don't be shy. Give these glorious goodies a try. They're guaranteed to make you the best trainer ever.
Oh no, they won't. We did a scientific investigation that shows these products don't work.
What are you talking about?
Our scientific investigation showed that these products are fakes.
Scientific? Come on now. Who needs science when we're talking about style? Come on, let's make a run for it.
It's Team Rocket!
I think you should have figured.
I knew something was strange about them.
Time to skedaddle.
Quick, Pikachu! Thunderbolt!
We're blasting off again!
So much for your style over science defense.
I think our style needs to be investigated.
I think we should investigate your head.
Good job, Pikachu!
Well, good to see no... Well, they weren't fooling into buying that stuff. And then, now it's time on to the third lesson, which we will learn all about how to multiply using arrays.
That was a great combination, Pachirisu.
Yeah!
Pikachu! Chipper! Pachirisu? Pachirisu? Chipper!
What was up with that line read?
Oh, it's the smell of possums. Chipper!
right. I've got my brother's mixtures ready to go, and they're labeled with how many poffins he says they'll make. Now, if this batch makes 20 poffins, do I use the 4x5 pan, or 2 5x2 pans, or the 3x5 pan? Maybe that's it. Oh no! The poffin mixture overflowed!
Oh, hi. Excuse us for interrupting. My name's Dawn, and this is Brock and Ash. My pachirisu was drawn here by the scent of your poffins.
Hi, I'm Keisha. Actually, that was the last of the poffins my big brother made. And if I can't figure out how to get the mixtures in the right pans, there aren't going to be any more poffins.
Wow! That's a lot of poffin mixture.
Yeah, we're getting ready for a big contest. So I cooked all this poffin mixture for all of our Pokemon, since poffins help boost Pokemon's performance in contests. The Pokemon all have different tastes, so he had to make a lot of different flavors. I want to surprise him by finishing up, but now look. I don't know which pans to use. My brother usually does this. He has so many different pans. Oh.
We'll help you, Keisha.
You will?
Of course. I've had a lot of experience baking poffins with my mom.
Pikachu! Thanks a lot. Please come in. Okay. The bowls of mixture are labeled with how many poffins each will make. See, this batch makes 20 poffins, so I put them in this pan.
This is a 3x5 pan, so that makes 15.
It does?
It's like 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15.
So, which pan makes 20?
Well, this 2x10 pan does.
This 4x5 pan does.
Or these 2 5x2 pans.
Well, which one is it? Oh, my brother's gonna be home soon.
You know, at times like these, it's a good idea to call Ada at the Learning League lab.
Hi, Ada.
Hey, everyone.
We're helping our new friend Keisha make poffins. This mixture will make 20 poffins.
So we need a 20 poffin pan.
So do we use this 2x10 pan?
Or this 4x5 one?
Or these 2 5x2 ones?
Any one of those would be correct.
What? Why?
Each of those arrangements equals 20. Let's start with the pan arrangement 4x5. It's really adding 5 4 times. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5.
Equals 10, 15, 20.
Adding 5 4 times is the same as saying 4 times 5. In fact, you can look at each pan like a multiplication problem. You've got a 2x10 pan, or you could describe it as a 2 times 10 pan. 2 times 10 equals 20.
And my 2 pans are 5 times 2 equals 10, 5 times 2 equals 10, and 10 times 2 equals 20.
I guess that makes sense. There are different ways to come up with the same answer.
Exactly. When you multiply, different factors can give you the same answer, called the product.
I have a question. Does it matter if it's 4x5 or 5x4?
Nope. The order of the factors doesn't matter. Look at your poffin pan there. See, 4 rows of 5 equals 20. If you turn the pan, it still equals 20. It's just 5 times 4 now. We call these types of rectangular arrangements of things arrays. Sometimes you want to know the arrangement of things, not just the total. For instance, if you need to set up chairs on a stage for a band to play, you'd want to put the chairs in the correct arrangement to fit on the stage. So arrays help us figure these things out.
I think I get it. But I really don't want to waste any mixture.
Then let's go through a couple of examples to be sure.
That's a good idea.
Well, let's try the chairs on the stage I just mentioned. Say there are 18 band members, so you need to put 18 chairs on this stage. Which arrangement of chairs do you think will fit on this shaped stage? That's right. 2 times 9 equals 18. You have 2 rows of 9 chairs to equal 18. What about this stage? We need 18 chairs again, but this stage is big enough that you can have 2 different arrangements. Find 2 ways to set up 18 chairs. That's right. 3 times 6 and 6 times 3 both equal 18. We also see arrays in other places. How about this one? Let's say you are going to plant trees. You have these containers of little baby trees to plant. What can you tell about each container? They all equal 18. Some of them equal 18. They all equal 24. That's a lot of trees. That's right. Each array contains factors that equal 24. So each container has 24 little trees. Let's say you're going to plant one of the containers. You have a large yard, but you want to make a path down the center so there is a row of trees on both sides. Which one of these containers is already the best array to line both sides of the path? Good job! The 2 by 12 container is already divided into 2 sections. All right, I think you're ready to do this on your own.
Thanks, Ada.
Well,
let's help Keisha to fill the correct poffin pans. Keisha and her brother will be very busy training, and between them, they have a lot of Pokemon who need poffins for the upcoming contest. Okay, which mixture will fill this 3 by 3 pan? Click on the correct bowl. Great! Which mixture will fill this 5 by 5 pan exactly? Click on the correct bowl. Good job! Okay, this is a big one. We need a pan that can hold 36 poffins. Click on the correct pan. Good job! Which pan holds 32 poffins? Great! We need 3 different pans that can each hold 16 poffins. Click on the 3 pans and then click Check. Awesome! Looking for 12. Which 3 different pans each hold 12 poffins? Click on the 3 pans and then click Check. Great! Which combination of pans will hold exactly 24 poffins? Click on your answer. Awesome! What's that, Keisha? These are all the same flavor? Keisha says to mix the remaining mixture together because it's all the same flavor. So, we mix together batches that make 4, 6, and 10 poffins. That's 20 poffins total. Looks like we're back to our original problem. Choose the remaining combination of pans to make 20 poffins. Click on the pans you need to make 20 poffins, and then click Check. Good job. Good job.
Hey, what's going on here?
The poffins are done.
Wow!
I made a lot of poffins to prepare our Pokemon for the contest, and my new friends helped me.
That's awesome, sis. I'm sure they'll help our Pokemon do well at the contest. But we should give some to your friends for helping, don't you think?
I sure do. Thanks so much for helping.
No problem.
Yeah, we wanted to help.
Pika!
And it looks like Pachirisu wants to help by being a Poffin taste tester.
Now that was another satisfying ending. Next up, right? Next up, we got summarizing. But before we get to it, allow me to get the last two set up.
They could use your help, too.
Seems like...
Will you read this page?
Right, there we go. And now, on with summarizing.
Piplup! I'm sorry, I'm almost done. I just always want to tell my mom everything that happens to me when we talk on the phone. Even though she says I don't need to share every detail, I want to tell her more about the time I met you. And she said nothing about putting it in a letter. Yeah, I guess it's a bit long. No! But my first few adventures as a new trainer were so great. I haven't told her everything. Piplup. Okay. I'll cut it back a little. But what should I take out? Piplup? I'll call Lex. Maybe he can help me with my letter.
Hiya, Don. What's going on?
Well, maybe a little too much, Lex. I'm writing my mom a letter to tell her more about all the stuff I've been doing, but I've used up almost all my stationery, and I don't even feel like I'm halfway done.
Whoa, you weren't kidding. That looks like a novel, not a letter.
But it's filled with good stories. I want to tell my mom everything I've done.
Really? How could your mom read everything you've done over several weeks? It would take her several weeks.
True. I mean, I've been writing this letter so long I can't feel my fingers.
I bet. Why don't you try to think of your story like you're an announcer at a sporting event? Talk about what's happening that's important.
The real action?
Yeah, focus on the action. We're looking for a summary of your experiences. Something that includes your key points and ideas without unnecessary or boring details.
But so far, nothing has been boring me.
Yeah, but doing it is different than hearing about it. You want your letter to feel as fast-paced as the things that happen to you.
It's been a whirlwind.
Think of your summary as a present. What happens when you get a gift?
I rip off the wrapping and open the box.
Exactly. You cut through the decoration and get straight to the present. And the way to rip open a summary is to lock it in.
Sounds like you need keys to lock up a summary.
Well, 4 key tips. But just like a present, in a summary, you start by losing all the unimportant details.
Like what?
Like stuff that has nothing to do with your main ideas. Tell me, what are the key points in your letter? What are the biggest things that happened to you so far?
Well, first I got Piplup. And I saw the legendary Mesprit.
Oh, cool.
Then I met Pikachu and Ash.
Meeting our good friends makes for a good main idea.
And I had a good cheese sandwich for lunch that day, too.
Oh, yeah? What happened to the sandwich?
I ate it. I got that all down in here. I guess that doesn't really make for a good story.
Right. And when you're summarizing, you want to only use main ideas. Just stay focused on the important stuff.
Well, how can I be sure something is important enough?
Ask yourself if it's part of the beginning, middle, or end of your story. If it is, you've got a main idea.
Sweet.
Yeah, sweet and complete.
Minus the details that aren't important to my point, right?
Exactly. But there are some details that are important that make the story specific, like the names of places you visited and the people you're talking about. Using their names makes your summary specific.
Really?
Yeah, get the names straight. But the rest of your summary is about putting things in your own words.
I can do that. But practice makes perfect.
True, so let's practice.
I'm going to tell you about some of the stuff I've done since I've officially become a trainer. Can you help me lock in my summaries? Well, to start, how about me leaving my house for the first time? I'd been waiting my whole life to begin my adventures as a Pokemon trainer, but nothing huge happened. I just said goodbye to my mom and set out on my way. Should I still mention how I started my journey?
All right. You want to keep your summary short and sweet, but also complete.
Great! There was the time when I saw a mysterious Pokemon rise from Lake Verity, right after I met Piplup. Should I also mention that the way it glimmered reminded me of a shiny moonstone?
All right. Moonstones might be awesome, but you're right. It's not an important part or main idea of her story.
Now what about when I caught Piplup as it fell from Ariados's web? That's how we met, but we weren't partners yet. Do you think that I should mention I picked Piplup to be my starter Pokemon back at Professor Rowan's lab?
Yeah, that's an important part to the story to make sure it's complete.
Oh, and there was the time when I met Pikachu. I thought it was wild at first, but now I know it actually belongs to my new friend Ash. Do you think I should use Ash's name to be specific?
All right. When you write a summary, you should always be specific and use names and titles.
It was amazing winning my ribbon at the Florama contest. I was so proud. I also met a lot of cool trainers that day. I can't remember all of their names, but I never forget a face. Do you think I should also write about every trainer I saw?
All right. No need to include everybody, especially when you can't remember their names and they weren't part of the story.
There was the time that Pikachu zapped my bike to dust. The bike gears were already kind of sticking, and the paint was chipped, so I probably would have had to get a new one soon anyway. Should I write how rickety my old bike was?
All right. When you're writing a summary, you've got to lose the unimportant details.
Well, that's my story summarized, and I'm sticking to it. I think I'm ready to start editing down my letter.
It sure sounds like it, and you inspired me to write my mom a letter, too.
You should. Thanks for all your help, Lex.
Anytime. See you later.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna need to cut this long letter into a short summary. It's the story of how I picked my first Pokemon, Piplup, so I tend to get a little wordy and sentimental. Piplup! Will you read this page and help me select the parts that I can delete in order to make my story into a neat summary? Awesome! Here are the first few lines of my story. Which sentence do you think I can delete? Click on it with the eraser. Great! Okay, here are the next few sentences. I think we can cut this part in half. Which 3 lines do you think I should delete? Click on them with the eraser. Awesome! All right. Great! Great! Let's cut this section in half too. Can you delete 3 sentences by clicking on them with the eraser? Good job. All right. Awesome. Which sentence do you think I can cut here? Click on it with the eraser. Great! Okay, I think we can cut 2 more sentences. Click on the ones you think I should delete with the eraser. Awesome! Good job! I can't wait for you to meet Piplup in person. I love you, Mom. No need to worry. Dawn. All right. I'm done with my letter. Piplup, Piplup. You know what? Look. Now that my summary is ready to go, so am I. Let's go make some more stories, Piplup. Piplup.
Well, what more can I say? What more can I say? Hey, that is a good way of showing how to summarize a long story. And then, now it's time to move on to our last lesson of the night. Now, and it's everyone's favorite lesson, online safety.
Seems like everyone here is preparing for the Pokemon contest.
Pika-bee! I've heard that coordinators will be showing off some excellent moves, and I know you two will be terrific. Bunny! Oh, look! There's Zoe! Let's say hi. Hi, Zoe. Are you all set for the contest?
Hi, Dawn. Long time no see. Didn't you know? You can connect with other coordinators before the contest on this message board. If you want to be prepared, you really should check it out. Look!
Oh, right. We saw posters about this website.
Cool. Let's see. Hi, I'm Dawn. Hey, someone named Cool Girl Trainer just wrote me. It says, "Hey Dawn, what's up? We should hang out before the contest. Just tell me where you'll be, when you'll be there, and which Pokemon you'll bring so I can look for you."
Who's Cool Girl Trainer?
Zoe, do you know who Cool Girl Trainer is?
Beats me. But I've heard a lot of coordinators getting messages from her. She even emailed me, but I haven't written back.
Well, then she's obviously a fellow coordinator. We've probably met her before. Pika-bee?
But no one seems to know her.
Yeah, Dawn, I'm not sure.
Oh, what a bunch of worrywarts you all are. Maybe she's an experienced coordinator. I'm going to keep talking.
You know, guys, I'm not sure about this. I'd like to email her back too, but I have no idea who she is.
It's kind of weird that none of the other coordinators know Cool Girl Trainer either.
I know. Maybe Quinn can help us figure out what the deal is.
Hey, everyone. What's new?
Hi, Quinn. We're all here getting ready for Dawn's Pokemon contest, and we ran into our friend Zoe. She showed Dawn a website for participating coordinators where someone named Cool Girl Trainer was asking her all this personal stuff.
And it seems Dawn is making plans to meet up with her and tell her all about her Pokemon.
The sender isn't someone you know?
I don't think so. She emailed me and a bunch of other coordinators too, but I haven't written back yet.
You don't remember that screen name as one of your friends?
Nope.
Weird.
But it's cool to make a new friend. Should I write back?
Well, you were smart to come to me first, and not write back right away. Because if you don't know someone, you shouldn't tell him or her your personal information. I call it my yappy.
Like someone who talks a lot?
Actually, yappy is the stuff that is unique to you that you shouldn't yap about online. Like your full name, addresses, phone number, passwords, and your plans. In this case, your plans for the contest are where you're going to be, when you'll be there, and whom you're going to be with.
Yeah, you'd never want to tell those things to strangers. Giga!
Exactly. So why tell those things on the internet to someone you can't even see? Especially when it's information as important as your prized Pokemon.
Meow!
But isn't she probably someone Zoe knows? Otherwise, how would she know Zoe's email address?
Well, maybe they actually did meet before. Or maybe she just saw Zoe's screen name or email up in the chat room. Who is the message from again?
Cool Girl Trainer?
But that's not her real name. It might not even be a her. It might not even be a kid.
Even if the message board is for Pokemon coordinators, the website address was on a contest poster.
Then anyone who saw the poster knows about the message board.
Yeah, those posters were all over the Sinnoh region.
I think we were all excited to practice with another Pokemon coordinator.
Hey, it's fun to go on the internet. You can find out about new things and talk to people all over the world. But there's a way that I check what information is out on the internet about me. I just type my name into a search engine.
Message boards about skateboarding tricks? Awesome!
It's okay to have general information about your interests out there in the World Wide Web, but you want to be careful that strangers can't piece together too much of that. You want to protect yourself, your family, and your friends. You've got the power to keep your yappy off the net.
So long as I don't give out any information that's too personal, I can probably email her back.
Well, you've got the power to enjoy your time online. To stay in the power seat, you should check in with a trusted adult about it first.
No problem. Let's make sure Nurse Joy knows about this.
Thanks for telling us about Yappy, Quinn. Later.
You know, there are a lot of things you can do when surfing online. Can you help us figure out what is part of Yappy and what is okay as long as we're careful and surf smart?
Your full name, your best funny joke, and your favorite TV show. What's Yappy and what's surf smart?
You never want to tell a stranger your full name. Then they could look up other important information about you. A funny joke is usually okay to share with someone, as long as it's not about someone else. You can share your favorite TV show because it's just a hobby, and something that a lot of people may share.
Awards and achievements, addresses, and attitudes and opinions. What's yappy and what's surf smart?
The internet is a great place to express your opinions. Just keep it free of your yappy, and what you say should never offend or threaten someone else.
Oh boy, if only that were still true today.
You can be proud of your achievements. Just make sure you don't list anything that could be tracked back to you. You could say you won first place in your school's talent show, but just don't say which school. Your address and the address of places you go should be something you only share with people you've met and trust in real life. A trusted adult should always know where you'll be, especially if you want to meet someone new.
Play games, phone number, products you want, passwords, prizes. What's yappy and what's surf smart?
You should never give out your phone number to strangers. Shopping online is okay, as long as an adult helps you.
That or you know what you're doing.
The internet has lots of awesome games. Just make sure you don't have to give out any of your yappy in order to play.
That is, unless it's a secure site.
You should never ever share your passwords with anyone but your parents, not even your best friend. Prizes are fun, but if you have to share your personal information to win, you need to ask an adult.
Your website, your hobbies, your plans. What's yappy and what's surf smart?
It's cool to make a website, but you have to be careful because you don't want strangers finding pictures of you or piecing together too much information about you. This is how I represent myself online. The internet is a great place to share your hobbies. Just make sure you never tell a stranger where you go to practice. Right. You should never tell a stranger your plans, where you're going, who you're going to be with, and when you'll be somewhere.
Let's go find Dawn and tell her.
Zoe, I've made plans to meet Cool Girl Trainer. She knows just the thing to help Baneri and Piplup.
Dawn, we were just talking, and we don't think it's a good idea.
Can we talk later? I've got to get going to meet Cool Girl Trainer. See you at the contest.
We should go after her.
Pikachu.
Yeah, let's make sure Cool Girl Trainer is who she says she is.
Look, there's Dawn.
I can't find Piplup and Baneri. They were right here.
Looking for something?
Team Rocket! Give me back Piplup and Baneri.
Oh, look, the tattle twerp from the message board actually does care about protecting what's important to her.
You're Cool Girl Trainer?
Too bad it's too late. You already gave us your Pokemon. Now we're gonna go get all the other trainers' Pokemon from the contest message board, too.
Sayonara, sucker!
What am I going to do? I never thought Cool Girl Trainer would be Team Rocket.
Don't worry, we'll get Piplup and Baneri back.
Staravia, follow that balloon.
Staravia! Come on!
You know,
let's go find Dawn and tell her.
Zoe, I've made plans to meet... Will you read this page and help me select the parts that I can delete in order to make my story into a neat summary? Awesome! Here are the first...
There we go.
They could use your help, too. While they follow Team Rocket, decide what Dawn should do to best protect herself when she's online. Together, you can get back Piplup and Baneri. What should Dawn do first if she doesn't recognize the screen name of a boy who is instant messaging her?
Way to go!
What should Dawn do if someone she doesn't think she knows keeps sending her emails about stuff, as if he or she knows Dawn?
Awesome!
What should Dawn do if a friend asks her for her email password? Dawn should not give out her password.
Good thinking.
What should Dawn do if another kid she met on a message board wants to meet up in person? Dawn should ask...
Way to go!
Dawn got an email from someone whose screen name she doesn't recognize. What should she do? She should...
Way to go!
What should Dawn do if someone online starts saying weird stuff to her?
Awesome!
So there's this game online where you can win a cool prize. Dawn just has to type in her full name and address. What should she do? She should ask her parents or a trusted adult if they think it's okay.
Way to go!
Staravia!
Come out, Shellis. Use Blizzard.
I can't see.
Staravia, swoop in and get Piplup and Baneri.
They're getting away with the goods.
Now, Pikachu, use Thunderbolt.
Pikachu!
Where can I sing
goodness you're safe. I guess I was wrong about that coordinator. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you all earlier.
It's okay. We coordinators need to look out for each other. Going online is fun, but now I can tell you some things to look out for to keep you and your Pokemon safe.
Thanks. And let me tell you, next time I'll make sure I'm sure before telling some person online about us. You're too important to lose.
Yep. Well, that'll just about do it for week 3 of the DP edition of the Learning League live streams. Tune in next Saturday for the full 4th week. Also, tune in tomorrow for another edition of Humongous Sundays, where we'll once more play through Spy Fox 2 and 3, as well as Putt Putt joins the parade. Why? Well, you'll learn about it tomorrow. But for now, see you next time.